Morning, guys. Um, I'm up kind of early on my day off. Um, because I wanted to come in here and talk to women again. Um, and once again, it's about protecting yourself. Um, a lot of times when I'm up early, um, when you wake up early anyway, even on your off days, weekends or whatever, you're gonna still wake up early. And so But, and I have my coffee here, so if you see me drinking, just, bear with me. I'm trying not to make this video too very long, but y'all know me. So, um, when I wake up early in the mornings like that, that's usually probably and on my off days, it's usually probably the time where I do more listening or reading news. Uh, as a whole, y'all know I, I try to stay away from the news. Not just because it's bad news. One of the things I've learned about myself and being a Pisces, being empathetic, an empath, is that Pisces absorbs, we absorb everything, negative and good. And you already know in this society, most of it is negative. And so, absorbing all of that, and just having all of that in me, like I will be grouchy. I will be crying for whatever reason. Just, it takes so much. And, so I try to keep myself in peace. I try to keep myself calm. I try to keep myself really, in a lot of ways, detached from a lot of what's going on. And I know that's good and bad because the good part is that I don't know what's going on. And it's almost like ignorance is bliss. It is not, but I'm not seeing it every day and hearing about it all the time. And it's not affecting me. And the bad side though is that you're going out and you really don't know. But with social media, it's almost hard to really get away from any of that because it's going to flash on YouTube, it's going to flash on Facebook. You're going to see it. You know, if it's big, you're going to see it. And so let me get to what I want to talk about this morning. With all of that, I have certain news outlets and things that come across my feeds and just the way that I have my everything set up with different news outlets and everything. Still get the news from back home in Texas, and I'm seeing so much murder right now. We know what happens, but right now there is an obvious uptick in the murders of women, all women, and especially black women. Black women's are the ones that really gets unnoticed a lot. It's coming more to the forefront. But black women's are also the ones that, you know, they don't always get solved or just whatever. And it's so much. It's COVID. This time of COVID, it's homelessness. It's people have lost jobs. It's all of these things. You hear about uh, this upsurge of violence in these big inner cities, New York and California. New York is on its own. It's like a whole other world. I don't the violence in New York. The men seem like in New York, especially black ones, are man. They're violent, and it's violent men everywhere. I'm not saying that, but it's just like to me, New York is on a whole other level. you know, the inner city, ladies. It's so dangerous. I keep saying that, and I know I keep saying especially black women, but I have to speak to my black women because we are many times the target. We are many times, like I just said, the ones where the crime ain't gonna be solved. You know what I'm saying? And black women, we have a whole different type of mentality than a lot of other women. We are way more nurturing. We are way more patient. We are way more long suffering. We are way more where we have grew up in a culture to where it tells us to protect our men and to um, just cherish them and just you know protect them and all that. And that now at this point in time in society has become very dangerous for black women. A lot of times you're protecting killers, murderers, and violent people and people who will hurt you, which leads me into what I wanted to talk about. Um, so I get it, ladies. I get it. You like a man with swag. You like a man who won't, who will fight for you. You like a man who's seemingly tough. You like a man who, I mean, it's natural for all of that masculine energy, seem like, to affect our hormones. I mean, like it does something to us, just as a woman to see a manly man or to see, just that strut, that walk, that yeah. I mean, I get it. I'm a woman, but here's the thing: you can like that. That can turn you on. You can it just that's your thing. A lot of women are attracted to bad boys and all that kind of stuff. I personally never really have been attracted to bad boys, mostly because I don't know. I was just always kind of very cautious, and just the way I grew up, I just always felt like I felt like their lifestyle was dangerous, and I didn't want to be put in that position. Um, and that's really it, you know. And I always thought, like, especially when I was younger, like, they're gonna wind up in jail or prison or whatever, So those are things that went across my head. Now I know that there are many women, like I say though, who that's their thing. That is their thing. But here's the thing, let me tell you. A man that is violent, that will hurt somebody, that has hurt somebody, that is a killer, that is unafraid and violent and will do anything if he in that life, if he a hustler, if he, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You got to be very careful because I'm telling you, if he is violent, if he will hurt somebody else, he will hurt you. Don't take threats lightly. Don't take, oh, he just pushed me. He just playing. Oh, we just play like I never played play fighting with no guy. I never have. I never have. When I was very young, I have no idea how I even remember this guy's name. This guy's name was Darnell. Big, tall, he's like 6'4". He was getting ready to go to military. I mean, he was very, very handsome, tall, dark skinned guy, Um, and I remember one time I was doing something, but I kept hitting him. I just kept hitting him. I wasn't doing nothing but playing, but I kept hitting him. Dude told me that if I hit him one more time, I was gonna regret it. And mind you, I was just playing with him. Like I was just, I was just play hitting him. Like, like I didn't mean nothing. It didn't hurt or anything. But he told me that, and I was like, okay, you know, I don't take that kind of stuff lightly. I don't take a, a threat lightly. I don't like arguing. Men who always want to argue and fight and pick with you and gaslight you and manipulate manipulate you and try to start fights and arguing. I mean, you have to listen to how a man speaks. Perfect example, if y'all watching a movie, if y'all are on social media, if anything happens to where you're together listening to something, say a woman do something, say a woman do something that they consider silly, or they consider like, she did it to hurt a dude, or she did it like, I don't know, she just any kind of example. You have to watch that dude's reaction. If y'all sitting there watching TV or whatever, and a girl get hit, stabbed, raped, and he is like, "Oh, that's good for that B. Oh, that B shouldn't have did that," or if she get hit, or whatever, man, I'd done the same thing. I'd hit her too, and some of these broad deserve blah 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 blah. Take that into consideration. Take it. Do not take that lightly. Oh, he'll beat the hell out of somebody else, but he not gonna hit me. He wouldn't do it to me. I'm telling you, he will. He never will do it until he does it. If you know what I mean. I mean, it's always, oh, he wouldn't hurt me. He wouldn't. You can't take for granted that somebody won't do something. And I'm serious. That is how I have always led my life. I've always led my life with the possibility that you just don't know. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? If they say it, you know what I'm saying? So be careful with that. Um And I'm gonna tell you the other reason that I really a major reason that I think women, this violence and uptick with women. Men are angry. A lot of them are angry because of women's success. A lot of them are angry because they just feel like, I mean, you just have a lot of men out here nowadays who just figure like for real, like women are just evil. Women are bitches. Women ain't no good. Women will hurt you. Women will, I mean, and yeah, you got some that will, but you got men that will too. But at the same time, you have a lot of men who have deep seated hate. I mean, deep seated, no respect, no love for women. They hate their mama. They hate they. I mean, they have a deep seated hate for women. It's a reason for that, but it's actually another video. And actually, I think I talked about it in another video, but I can bring it up again. Um, don't take that stuff lightly. When you hear and when you get that vibe of a dude being hateful and angry and just the stuff that he say. Um, I'm gonna share with y'all a story. I was thinking about, I don't want to make the video too long, but I was thinking about maybe sharing with you all an instance to where, you know, in particularly, I feel like I could have lost my life. I really do, especially now that I look back on it. But I'm going to share this with you all first. So, and I think this was just last year. I was, um, well, how do I put it? I was seeing a younger guy, much younger than me, much younger really than I even should have been messing with. But he was pretty relentless, and I'm like, well, he ain't gonna be nothing but a boy toy anyway. It's not gonna be serious. It's not gonna be whatever. So yeah, okay. Anyway, long story short, um, he was very funny, very very funny. So he kept me laughing. Um, but he would say stuff. He was always joking, but he would say stuff, and and it was always like discounting women. You know, what did women ever invented? What did what significance does women have? And all, and it's like at first I was just like, it was the way that he said other stuff around it and made jokes and stuff. It's like, it was funny, and it's like, sometimes it would be like, hmm, really? Like some of the stuff he was saying. And so I had to stop and ask him a couple times, like, you not serious, right? Like, but it was always something to discount women, to belittle women, to basically say women are not significant, men are better than women. And some of it was so silly until, like I say, it was funny. And, but then he started saying stuff like, lining a whole bunch of women up and just slapping all them bees or whatever. And, you know, punching her in the mouth. And it's just like, I don't know. One day I just wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't. Matter of fact, I had actually seen a very vile, very um, just this one guy who was just saying all of this crap about women and how women are going to get their day. And when it ain't no white men or whatever to protect black women, then black men are going to get their justice on black women. And it's just like, whoa. So it's just crazy and mind boggling, the stuff that this dude was saying. So like, I once again, being a fish, I had all this stuff up in me. I had absorbed all of that energy. And so when he started saying that stuff, like, I wasn't feeling it that day. I just wasn't feeling it. I'm just like, you say a lot of, stuff about women. And I say, you always say you joking, you always say you playing, but some of that stuff ain't funny. Talking about violence against women and stuff like that, like, that's not, I mean, you say it all the time. So, it makes me wonder, you know. And so he, of course, played it off. Oh, you taking too much, and you just, he kind of slacked down a little bit. But it's like, also when we were together, the things, the way that he would say stuff, the way that he would say it, caught me. And he would just say stuff like, "Go get so and so, so and so," or "Go get my bag out the room," or go do this, and it was the way that he was saying it. There was, kind of like, you know, and I caught hold to that. I caught hold to that because I'm sitting there saying to myself now, this little young dude, and I'm like, I don't know if he know that I've been around the block a time or two, and I can tell some abusive ass wannabe, try to controlling type behavior. Like, I've been through all this stuff before. Like, I don't know if he know, but I'm just like, first of all, we not gonna come in here and try to do that. I don't want to say that, but it's like, I know what you're trying to do, and it's not going to happen. You can go get one of them little young naive girls that's your age, and try to mess with her. But I'm too old and seasoned and have been through it already to not know what you're trying to do, and you're not going to do that here. You know. Long story short, that didn't last because I listened, and then here's the point of what I was going to say. It is these men who are getting up on social media with their anger, with their hate, with their want to be trying to protect men, want to be trying to tell men how to, stay away from women like this and blah blah blah, and trying to protect men and all that. And it's nothing but hatred and violence against most women. Or, seem like trying to tell a guy how to be gay, honestly, But all of these gurus and all of these men out here who are on this violent stuff and, trying to protect men, are speaking such hate and such evil toward women. The reason why that's bad is because women in general have always been disempowered by men. And so many men already have that spirit of hate and anger and distrust of women and all that, until now you have this surge of all of these men out here, these coaches and these life coaches and these men out here who just on bullshit or just spreading and spewing hate. So many of them are black. But let me tell you something. It's not just black men that are listening. I see comments from Hispanic men. I see comments from white men. I see comments from a array of men who are listening to this stuff and have that same type of feeling toward all women. And it's not just black women that are dying, of course not. But I'm concerned about anybody that dies. But I think black women, with us being so unprotected in all areas, I think we need to be more careful. I think we need to be more vigilant, more listening to ourselves, more learning how to spot and hear stuff that guys are saying, and not letting that stuff pass, and not letting it be like, he just talking, or he just be saying that, he did, you know. So now I'm gonna go into telling you this story. Um, this was my ex. He was a military guy. Not gonna tell you what part in being an ex, but he's an ex. And he, military guy, highly trained, highly trained, had been in there since he was 18 years old, and he was now a middle-aged toward man. I mean, aged man. I'm gonna keep stressing to you, highly trained, certificates and plaques and everything, awards, everything, all over, all types of special training he had. And he would tell me, I mean, I saw it. We were together. I'm not going to say how, but we were together very long term. Um, and so I knew what this guy was capable of. I mean, he never showed violence toward me. He never was violent toward my children. Um, it was just a little eccentric, like, like stuff he would say and these conspiracy stuff, and just, some of the stuff he would say was, a little off the wall, but, it was one of those things like, oh, that's just him, you know. Um, and, but this man had a lot of stuff going on mentally, and it was stuff going on mentally that was before military, I truly believe, a really bad upbringing. And so, um, toward the end, things were just okay. I mean, things were fine. Like, I really seriously didn't think that we were going to break up, because we never argued, we never fought, we never really had disagreements. I mean, and we were together for a long time. He was good to my daughter, good to my son, good to me. I mean, it was good, you know. Now, he had some traumas from the military and things like that, on top of whatever else may have been going on with him. But thing about it, he would never go to the doctor. Like, he would never go to, like, the VA and get checked out and things like that, and get to talk to somebody or whatever. He just wanted to smoke weed and play video games. That was his treatment, and hang out with his friends, and things like that. Uh, and so toward the end, let me jump to that. Toward the end, that last 2 years, he started just saying stuff, just being different, like just being like the stuff he would say and stuff. It's just like, it was strange. He turned different toward my daughter, and I'm not even going to go into all that, but a noticeable difference, just stuff that he would say, you know, to her that even he knew wasn't true. Um, Accusations and stuff, and she was like little, and it's just like, you know, he started telling me about the stuff that had happened in the wars, because he was in like every last one of them from when he was 18, even these little ones, stuff that you didn't hear about, he was in it. So um, he just started telling me these things, and he never did that. Like he never would talk about the military and stuff like that. He'd always just say he didn't want to talk about it, but then he started like giving explicit detail of things and murders and stuff that he did and stuff that happened to them and just so anyway, all of that started changing. Then he started watching these programs about how I killed my ex, how I shot my girlfriend, how I tying people up. And I mean, there was a movie that he watched, and this movie was so sick. And he wanted me to see that movie so bad. Like he watched that movie over and over. Then he finally wanted me to see it. This was a old movie, and like in the 70s or something. And it was about this woman who was hitchhiking. And this couple picked her up. And the couple, it was an old car. So like in the back seat or whatever, uh, they had like cut out some space. And basically they put her in it. Like I don't remember if they knocked her out or whatever, but they basically put her in that space, drove her to their house or wherever, put her in the basement, locked her up, and she was basically sex slave slash, I don't know if they eventually killed her or whatever, but I mean, it was just some sick stuff. The woman was there for a long time. And, you know, all those shows and things that he would watch, and it's just like I asked him like why you watching this, like why you keep, I mean, because he was doing it like a damn marathon, and he usually didn't watch stuff like that. And so he was just like, oh, I don't know, it's just interesting. I was like, okay. So the change in behavior, the watching those kind of shows, and what happened is he moved us from the state that we were in, basically just came up because, see, this is why women need to work, women need to have their own money, women need to, have a safety net. I didn't at that point. I've learned my lesson. But he basically, because he was paying all of the bills and just, I was basically a housewife. I was a housewife. He, told me that the guy that we were renting our townhome for, that the guy was going up on the rent, like a whole bunch of money. We can't afford it. We got to go, and all this kind of stuff. So let's go move down to such and such, and let's just see, So and I was a good wife. I was gonna follow. I was, so we went. Um, and so long story short, we went down to a little small town in Tennessee with some friends that he knew. Um, and he had gone to the hospital or whatever, I guess he was feeling sick or whatever, and I wound up staying with these people who, I'm gonna be very honest, even though I'm not telling all the details, I really think that he had it set up with his friend. That dude was trying to set me up to like have an affair with his friend or to try to, because his friend liked me. I mean, it was um, no secret that his friend liked me. You know what I'm saying? And I even told him stuff that when his um, friend had come up to visit us, I even told him stuff that like how I was uncomfortable and everything around this dude. And of course, I got yelled at. I got, oh, you mean, oh, as my friend, you just want to put him out and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, like I'm thinking to myself, like, what dude yells and argues and talks bad to his woman because she's telling you she feel uncomfortable around your friend. Like, don't you want to check your friend? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know the kind of woman I am. You know I'm not out there like that. You know I wouldn't do anything like that. So, and you know your friend like me, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't making any sense to me. And that was also a part of his changing, because he never talked to me the way he was talking to me at that time. I mean, he actually really made me cry with the stuff that he was saying. And I'm trying to tell you about your friend. So we went down there, and you know, he stayed in the hospital for a while. He really did. I mean, being a vet, and then with all of the illnesses and everything he had, I mean, he could have stayed in there for months if he wanted to, because he had so much wrong with him. And so, um, long story short, how do I sum this up? You know, his friend and I did get closer. It wasn't nothing going on, but we got closer in that we talked more, you know, um, because I was around, he was around. The dude didn't even work. He was getting like Social Security or some crap, and doing his little side hustles and stuff like that. And so he told me, he said, so and so is going to try to kill you. He wants to kill you. Like, he is going to kill you, is what he said. He told me how he was looking for guns. He told me how he was, you know, asking him and other people that, when they go around, how to get a gun, because I forgot what it was, but from him being in the military, whatever it was, he was not on this side. Once he got out, he was not able to carry a gun like he wasn't supposed to. He wasn't, I don't know what it was, I don't remember, but he wasn't supposed to be having a gun. Um, and he was looking for one, but well, we, okay, not getting into that, 'cause I'm trying to sum it up. And so anyway, he told me that. And I had a friend who I was still in contact with back here, and I would tell her things, and it's crazy because I don't really remember much of the conversations, but she said, based on some of the stuff that, she said I told her and so forth, she said the same thing. Now, she didn't say it till way later, but she said the same thing, that he was going to try to kill you. He started, beside those shows and beside just being weird and different, he would also always say stuff like, if I ever kill somebody, they just put me in the mental ward at the VA, like they just put me on a 6 floor, whatever, and it was always like how he would get away with it. Um, but that's how he would talk, and it was strange to me because, like I'm saying, we didn't have no problems, we had no issues. I think he was just tired and ready to get away from the relationship or whatever. He didn't have a reason, he didn't have a way, and so he was just gonna, and I think also whatever he was going through mentally was just, he needed to talk to somebody. I think it was just messing with him. And so I did begin to get scared. And I began to, what I was scared of, it wasn't until the very end that I started being afraid of him and his actions, because he started throwing stuff. He would be throwing stuff across the room. He was just obviously getting more mentally unstable. I mean, I could see it at this point. I could hear it, you know. And so, and beside what the friend was telling me and just his actions, and but my thing was that I'm like, this dude got all kind of training. This dude could, he was a big dude. I mean, 6'7", well over 200 pounds. I mean, he was a big guy. And he would, he would, he could sneak up on you and you never know he's there. That's how light he walked. Uh, Okay. Anyway, so when he started acting like that, then I just shut things off. I didn't want to like stay away from me, get away from me, just whatever. And so I took an opportunity. Because he had came home, he went back to the hospital again. He had had like this big outburst this night, and he was just being weird. And I looked at him. I remember I looked at him, and oh God, I gotta tell y'all about that. But I looked at him and I told him, I said, I forgot what all I said that led up to it, but I told him, I said, please don't hurt me or my daughter. You know, I told him that I'm like, I'm asking you, please don't hurt me or my daughter, in all of this, the way you acting and everything. And I remember he hung his head like that. And he's like, I'm not going to hurt y'all. That's how he said it. And shortly after that, he went into the hospital. And I took that opportunity to leave. Um, I know it was done and it was over. I knew it was unsafe. I knew if he was allowed to come back and, we be back together, it wasn't going to be good. It wasn't going to be good. It was a spirit of murder all around. Let me tell you about that. We lived in this little house. It was like I think they call them row houses or whatever when we were down there. And we were kind of, if we had stayed, we were gonna, looking at maybe getting our own place or whatever. And I'm saying this because at the end of the day, and when I look back on all of this stuff, I really think he took me down there to murder me. I really do. That's why I think he took me to that almost off the map, little small town like that. And then he got his friend. Friend might have been helping him or was gonna help him. I don't know. But I think that's the reason why we went. I really do. And he had lived a, a type of, at one point in his life, a type of transient type life already. Just out the military with a backpack, just traveling. He lived that kind of lifestyle before already. And I mean, beside the military murders, he actually told me about a murder. Um, well, let me not go there. Let me not go there. Okay, so um, let me see about the house. Let me say about the house, and then we'll cut the video off. I could feel a spirit of murder in that house. I don't know how, I don't know what, I don't even know how it was identified as a spirit of murder. I felt it. It was something about that house. And it wasn't good. But I didn't know at the time this was like he was going to try to murder me and my daughter, or was it just, did somebody actually really get murdered in that house? Because that's what I kept getting in my spirit. Somebody had been murdered in this house, or is going to be a murder in this house. I didn't want it to be me and my daughter. Um, and I don't know. I also think him being there and in that house with the way that he already was and feeling, and though that spirit of murder already in that house, I think it was helping to intensify, because he intensify him in his behavior and maybe what he wanted or planned to do, because it was strong. It was strong, and that's also a lot of the reason why I told him that, like, please don't hurt me or my daughter. And I think the look and reaction that he gave me, I think it hit something, because it like maybe kind of brought him back to a reality that, things had been good for a long time. We had been good for a long time. Like, my daughter, has been you've seen her grow up, like, and I think it brought back something to him even for a split second. And I think also he went into the hospital subconsciously to give us a chance to get away. I really do. I really do, because I feel like it was kind of something uncontrollable in him that he was slipping into. I really do. Um, I kind of just feel like, because I was with him for so long, and I'm not taking up for him, but I really feel like if I could go all those years never being afraid of him, never thinking that he would ever, never even having a feeling or inkling of being afraid of him, you know, um, that this was something that had come up on him. This was something that I don't know if like I say, the mental illness, he was slipping more and more into, he started having more and more nightmares about the military, about the war, about stuff that was going on. And I think it really was just getting to him. And I think that if it had not been for that, no, I wouldn't have been afraid of him hurting me or my daughter. I really wouldn't. But because I was seeing what I was seeing, you know, I felt it and I took precaution. And, this is what I'm telling you, ladies. You know, um, don't take these feelings lightly. Don't take, oh, he just talking. Yeah, I seen him beat the hell out of somebody else, or I seen him cut somebody, or he hurt somebody, but he not gonna do it to me. Don't think that. Don't think that by giving these men babies that they are gonna be sweet, gentle, and turn into this sweet, loving, wonderful father. I read so many articles, try to stay away from, but I read these articles. They come up on my news feed. This dad then put a little girl in some hot water and burned her. Men beating the hell out of kids, usually stepfathers for some reason. Um, Slamming babies into walls. Babies got head trauma. Baby got bite marks and stuff all over 'em. Babies got burn marks all over 'em. He said he didn't want the baby. I knew he didn't want no more children, but I didn't think he was gonna hurt them. I mean, and just killing children, killing babies, killing their own seed, let alone killing the women. This is demonic. It is demonic. I think the lower in frequency that these men, especially right now, are getting to and going to with all this hate and all these other stuff coming from other men that are basically saying that, oh, it's okay, I understand, yeah, I'd have been mad too, and all this kind of stuff. I mean, that's not helping the situation. It's not helping the situation at all. It's putting more and more women in a vulnerable situation. And women are vulnerable to most men. We are smaller. We are not as strong. I mean, women are just so much in so many ways at the mercy of a lot of men. So I say, trust your instincts, trust your intuition, protect yourself. Like I said before, pray, burn candles, speak to the ancestors, get out of situations and neighborhoods and things like that that are not good, and that have high population rates of men who aren't working, who aren't doing anything, sitting around idle and just got time on their hands because they are being violent. They are committing crimes. I'm just saying, be careful. Keep yourself careful. Keep yourself safe. When they say violent stuff, when they do violent stuff, when you know they got a past and history of a bunch of violent shit and you just feel like, oh, he wouldn't hurt me, it's a mistake. He will. The frequency on the planet right now is so low. You have to be the one right now to raise your own frequency, to raise your own consciousness, to raise your own vibration right now and get on a much higher frequency right now, because all this low shit, all this low energy vibration, the music, the rap, the hating women, the feeling sorry for themselves, and oh, that bitch don't want me, or she won't go with me, or whatever, she don't want to talk to me. So they're just killing. That's allowing, these low frequencies are allowing these demonic entities, personalities, or just low energy vibration to do what they do. And when they're on that type of vibration, death, murder, kill, rape, hurt, trick, uh, gas, I mean, all of this stuff. So you have to be wise. You have to be careful. You need to carry a weapon. You need to carry yourself something. If it's nothing more than mace, pepper spray, um, I don't know if I should even talk about that right now, but I'm telling you, a lot of these apps have safety apps. They have phone numbers and stuff you can call. Keep something on a speed dial where if you start feeling safe or anything like that, then you need to look into it. There is an app, and I'm going to turn off the video. It's called Bond Bond app. It is a security app. It has all kind of features. Many of them are free, but some of them for like what, $9.99 a month, you can get upgraded features as to where, just go on there, Bond app, BOND, and look at it and see how it can protect you. And I think it is well worth it. I have been using them probably about 3-4 years at this point, at least three. And it has helped me. Like, it has been a security for me. You can get live agents right there with you on your phone. You know, um, go on there and look. Go on there and look and see. And I'm telling you, for $10 a month or whatever, your life is worth it. Your life is worth it. See how it could help you. They will video monitor you. They will take pictures. They will record. I'm telling you, it's excellent. Do that. Carry a weapon. Carry some mace. Get a gun. I went to a gun I forgot what it was. I think they were just telling you about gun safety and stuff like that, but it wasn't really what I was looking for. I should have been at the gun range and I should have been, yeah, a little bit more intense with that, but I'm going to get back to it. And trust me, women need some guns. We women need some guns. We need to carry them. We need license to carry guns. We need to carry whatever it is that's going to keep you safe. If you need, even a taser, if you need, whatever it is that you can get away quickly, or whatever it is that, will keep them off of you, because you don't want him getting his hands on you. Once he gets his hands on you, a lot of times it's done, it's a wrap, because he's stronger. And because so many of us really don't have that training of self-defense and how to be careful, you know. I am a huge advocate of that, and I will tell all women to do that. And even I watch the videos, but I haven't actually went to an actual class. And also the military guy, like I say, that I was with. I mean, he taught me a lot of stuff. He taught my daughter a lot of stuff on how to be safe, where to hit somebody, how to get away from stuff. So, it's good to have. It's good to know. And women, be careful. Keep yourself safe. Listen to your heart. Listen to the vibes. Listen to, I mean, just keep yourself safe and pray and do protection rituals. Um, don't go out alone. Go with people, which, at this point, they don't even care. They'll kill both of you. But I mean, I'm just saying, let somebody know where you are. Let somebody, and don't meet a man by yourself. Y'all done broke up. Y'all got an issue or something. He begging you and telling you, come meet me somewhere. So many women die like that. So many women die like that. I just heard a story in Houston where a 16-year-old girl just got killed by her 17-year-old boyfriend. So, and I mean, it's like they're getting younger and younger and younger with all this vile bullshit. But um, I think they said they had broke up and he was cheating on her. I mean, but 16, 17, I don't think you need to be trying to be exclusive anyway, but that's another thing. And she met him, I think they say in a park or something like that. He wanted to talk, and he shot her 22 times. At 17, how do you have that much hate in you? How do you do that? Like, how? And what gun or whatever is around here with 22 rounds in them that's going, ah, you ladies, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please be careful. Subscribe. Um, Even hit the notification button, so you'll see when I'm, making videos and everything. I try to make them informative. I try to keep them, something that will help all of us. So thank you for listening and thank you for watching. Until the next video, see you next time.